So we start off with the recap of week one. After the commission's video, um, Show Me the Money owner Brian Poe decided to post a video of himself. Well, not of himself, but post a video in regards to him sucking it hard. So his video was about teabagging. Unfortunately, he did not have enough to back up his video, as he lost 114.5 to 120 to leave Slut. Now, for someone who wants to be shown the money, and for someone who is usually a division winner, starting off the season 0-1, it can be a hole for some people. For Brian this year, it's going to be a big hole. Big holes are what he's used to. Usually when he sits down, he kind of falls into a chair. So, with that said, game of the week, leave Slut, rides, basically Shady McCord to the win on Monday night. Even though money has Michael Vick might be able to put up 25 points a game with under Chip Kelly's offense, as long as he stays healthy. So after week one, Commish thinks that Michael Vick might be a top fantasy player for this year. Again, as long as he stays healthy. Next up, Harm, used to putting up big numbers. Not so much last year. This year he started off scoring the most points in the league at 164.5. Unfortunately for Darren, who only scored 122, Darren is usually going against teams that score the most points each week. That's what it seems like. I haven't gone back to last year, the year before to check that, but it just seems that Darren is just unlucky and just happens to face teams that just put up the big numbers every week. Scranton Bears and Beats, Peyton Manning, unbelievable start to the season. Union Raiders just obviously couldn't come back and compete with that. Scranton wins 155.5 to 128. Salmonella, reigning defending champions. They started off beating the newcomer, Steeler Haters, 145.5 to 120. And last but not least, Corbett's Criminals. They're back in the win column after losing last year's title game. They won 119 to 111.5 over the Red Rum Clowns. So this week coming up, what would probably be the game of the week, but we'll start off with it. Leave Slut at Salmonella. These are definitely implications for first place in the North Division. Salmonella currently has the edge because they do have a division win, whereas the Sluts do not yet. So normally that would be game of the week, but game of the week coming up at the end, most people might understand why. Second game, we got Red Rum Clowns at Steeler Haters. Both teams are 0-1 and 0-1 in their divisions. I'm going to go with the Clowns on this one just because I don't like Hemi. Third game coming up, Vipers at the Raiders. Both scored in the 120s last week. Again, Darren goes against teams that score a lot of points every week, so I've got to go with the Raiders on this one. We got Corbett's Criminals at Scranton Bears and Beats. I don't know if Peyton can put up 7 touchdowns again in his career. I'm going to go with Criminals, going 2-0 in this, as well as 2-0 in their division. Last but not least, Harm at Money. This is the game of the week, just because these two have battled it out for years. They always seem to be in the same division, even though we draw every year. Look for... You know what? I'm going to go and say money on this one. Harm, most points this past week. Can he do it 2 weeks in a row? Probably. But right now, I'm just going to ride Chip Kelly's offense. Like I said, I see Vic putting up 30 points a game, easy. So that's what I'm going to go with and go money on this one. Top performers of the week at each position. Peyton Manning with 61 points. Reggie Bush with 32. Anquan Bolden with 42.5, Jared Cook with 34.5, Greg Zerline with 14, and the Cowboys defense with 27. Anquan Bolden with 42.5 points was started in less than 30% of ESPN fantasy leagues. I don't know who has Bolden, but if you didn't start him, you might want to. So, looking up to week 2, some big games ahead of us. Cabret's Criminals and Scranton Bears and Beats, both undefeated going at each other. Leaf Slut and Salmonella, undefeated going at each other. And then the game of the week, Harm at Money. So, let's see what we all can do. Commission's picks, like I said earlier, we'll see what happens.